Hey John, are you ready?
Yeah.
Hello, we are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo and this is my forever co-host John, and as you seen in the title and thumbnail and everything about this video, we are talking about John Wick 3 Parabellum and build up to John Wick 4 this month. Finally, John Wick 4 has been confirmed to be like 3 hours too. Like, god damn.
But hey, I'm actually excited because I really do want to see Donnie and Kick-Ass. And I
Yeah.
think wait, is Hiroyuki Sanada
Yeah.
in this one? Yeah.
Also, Scott Adkins going against Keanu Reeves. Like, that's a match I've been wanting to see for a while.
Same here. Same here.
But before we talk about John Wick 4, we talk about John Wick 3. And before we got to the plot, I have to ask, were you excited when this was coming out?
Yes. I know your answer too. Is just fucking yes.
Yeah.
Like after the second one, we were just excited for Parabellum.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to watch it. I really wasn't.
Theaters?
Yeah, nah, because I was broke that time. And I forgot, when did this come out? 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot I had to, like, either weigh it out. I was like, watch this movie or this movie. Sadly, I had to watch the latter because I was with somebody and I was like, I don't want to watch Aladdin. But that's what I paid for. But, yeah. Yeah, of course I was fucking excited for this movie. And the fact that they were like, it's 3 hours long, I was like, yes!
Oh, no,
More world building.
This isn't 3 hours. I mean, 4 is 3 hours. 3 is like 2 hours and 5 minutes. Yeah. It feels quite long though.
It does.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I will say it. I love this movie. Don't worry, I really do. But it is exhausting. You know how where like Keanu's all hurt and shit, and making us reciprocate, like empathize or sympathize with the main character, instead of him being flawless. Once he, when he's in fights, it's very tiring to watch.
Yeah.
I will admit.
Well, I did watch this like on the last day of exams in 2019, so I was already exhausted. But I was still like, there is no sleep, there's only John Wick.
If John Wick doesn't rest, I don't rest.
Yeah. But I was very happy and exhausted by the end of this movie too, because I'm like, yes, John Wick, now I can finally sleep for a week. But yeah, getting right into it, we pick up where we last left off for John Wick's on the hunt. He's excommunicado and everybody's after him. He can't catch a break. He has to go leave his doggy with the concierge as he goes to the New York Public Library where he picks up a blood pack, a rosary, and some coins. Or like, I wonder what the other two are for. But like, some big Russian dude is like, you know what? It's like 20 minutes before your time. No one will know. And he's like, are you sure you want to do this? And then the first fight is quite brutal, like living up to the standards of John Wick, where this guy just grabs John Wick's head and starts slamming him, but John Wick uses the book to gain the upper hand, just cracks his jaw and cracks his snatch. Like, oh fuck.
One thing I don't understand is when he puts the book at his face and then just starts whacking it. I was like, I feel like if he removed the book, it would have been as effective.
Right?
But hey, it was a good fight scene nonetheless. And then when he just snaps his neck on it, I was like, write that down.
Like, when he cracked his jaw, I was like, you can do that with a book? Jesus.
Right? And fuck. Remember where I forgot what it was, but the big guy like stabs John Wick.
Yeah.
But it is at a part.
Yeah.
Where it's like the bulletproof suit.
Yeah.
But it's still a knife going into you.
And then he goes to the doctor while the concierge asks Winston, like, what do you think of his odds? He's like, well, it's a $40 million bounty. Everybody's after him. I say the odds are even. You're like, damn right. And John Wick gets his wound patched up by the doctor, but he literally ends on the dot, and the doctor's like, they'll never believe me if I tell them like I didn't tell them where the medicine is, so just shoot me in the right spots. They're like, I don't think that's how it works, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. Where where he would remove his shirt. I was like, why not just shoot him while the shirt's covering the area you need to be shot at, so it's more convincing.
Or can't you just shoot both his kneecaps? That seems more convincing too.
God damn, he's old. Don't man needs to walk.
Just shoot him in the foot and then the arm. You're like, it doesn't have to be near anything vital.
Yes, but yeah, that's why he shot him. Somewhere not vital.
Sure. But yeah, you also see the Bowery King be like, we will honor excommunicado, and he beside him is the crazy guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You're like, oh shit, you're
Pimento.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see like the first chase scene where they're in like an antique weapon shop and John Wick's assembling this revolver. And he's like so calm, like, I don't know how you're so calm. I'd be like, fuck.
I might be the first one to say this on camera. I found that scene very stupid.
Really?
Yeah, dude, where he was like trying to gunsmith it, changing the barrel, changing the cartridge and shit, and like trying to listen for like if it's a good rotation or something. I don't know, and just puts one bullet in it. I was like, might as well just fill it up and then just go there with the revolver.
Right.
No, he does one shot at one dude and then books it and tosses the gun. And I was like, then what the fuck was the whole scene about? He could have just kept running.
I guess
you wasted our time and his time just baking the fucking gun. And I'm like, this is so stupid. I really thought he was gonna run with a fucking revolver the whole movie. That would have been so sick.
Well, the next scene is the knife scene where they're just cracking.
Oh, that one's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was laughing because the whole time they're just like... it reminded me of that one movie where the guy... where it's like a spoof of an action movie where they're shooting out all the windows.
Yeah, like he's just throwing knives left and right, and this poor gets hit in the shoulder once and hits in the shoulder again. You're like, oh, poor guy. There's another guy who he uses it as a human shield. He's like, oh wait, I'm not John Wick, and he gets impaled either way. You're like, oh, poor guy.
All I gotta say is that there was a shit ton of human porcupines after that one session. Oh my god.
The guy trying to reload as John Wick's just throwing knives at him. We're like, you're not gonna make it. You're not.
Right? How devastating is that, where you drawing your gun was way slower compared to this man throwing a knife at your hand?
Yeah, and then the ending, there's just one guy still alive, but John's like, you know what? I'm gonna eat this axe, and I'm gonna be done. The guy's like,
dude,
pong.
You skipped over a very crucial part where he had the guy, and then the knife was going into his eye. I was like, nah, that was too much. That was too much.
Oh man. And then he flees to like the stables and he's run over by cars. And then he hides behind the horses and he is able to hit the horse in the right spot where it kicks one guy and it kicks another guy twice. You're like, this is just funny.
I love it that he was able to double tap a dude with a horse. Because like he hits him in the nuts and the guy goes and like he kneels and then gets hit in the face. Like, what the fuck? He used the horse like a gun.
The horse's kick is so violent. You like see the entrance wound, the exit wound. You're like, oh god, why?
And like he ties one dude up, and he like lets the horse like run, and the guy just being tossed around. Good times, fun times.
Yeah, and next is the horse and the motorcycle ones for like, Jesus Christ, is John Wick just good at using everything to his advantage? I guess so.
Well, I guess that is the story, is that this guy's just too good at his job.
And he kills the motorcycle people, and then we go to the Russian theater where we find out that John Wick's from Belarus, and his name is John
Dani.
John Dani. You're like, new layers. That's why he's with her. Okay. And this
he has like this whole like ballerina area, which we are getting a show of.
Yeah, the
Um,
spin-off with Ana de Armas.
yes, I remember.
And
And like, they have like Sabo at the back. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I always wanted to learn Sabo. That shit's sick.
I forgot who else.
Sambo, sorry, Sambo.
Yeah. I forgot who else is in the. Oh, Norman Reedus is in the ballerina spin-off. He's Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, no, I know who Norman
Yeah.
Reedus is. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I just like to see him more. After like playing Death Stranding, I just like seeing Norman.
yeah. It's Keanu Reeves, Norman Reedus, and Ana de Armas. You're like, I can't wait for that combination.
Same here.
And then he's like, I'm part of Belarus, and you are owed to help me. It's like, fine. They can kill me for doing this, but you know what? Since you're part of the clan, I will help you. And then she punches his ticket. He gets branded for the ticket. You're like, this world's just hardcore all around.
Yeah, I was like, man, you can't just like print out a paper,
Right?
you know, just staple it together, just give it to him. Like, hey, you can't come back here.
Yeah, and then he goes to Casablanca. While back in New York, you meet the adjudicator, who's like part of the high table, and she's like, you know, Mr. Wick killed somebody who was part of the high table, a new part of the high table, and that cannot go unpunished. So she talks to him and says like, you either get your affairs in order or you're gonna be replaced. And then she goes to the chef, who's Pinoy, and then he tells her like, you've heard of John Wick, and apparently from her you find out all of these events take place within a week. Like this week he killed scores of men for a car and a puppy. You're like, it's been a week. It feels like years. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the time jumps of the movies between, but like in this universe, it's just a week of John Wick killing millions.
yeah. To us, for some reason, it makes sense that like, oh, there was a good amount of time,
Yeah,
you know, spread throughout these two movies. No, it is just a couple of weeks. And I was like, wow, how? Just how?
yeah. Just New York being flooded with dead bodies, and almost like it's an average day in New York.
Yeah. By the way, it is kind of fun because when she went to the sushi shop, or like the sushi stand,
Yeah.
nobody there was Japanese.
Yeah, you look behind the people with him. He's like, that's the motherfucking Mad Dog from the raid, and that's also the assassin.
From the raid.
From the
And I
raid.
was like,
What
they're in
kind of-
Indonesian.
He's
I mean, we're not
Pinoy.
saying that. We're not saying that.
Look, he can
Uh,
be trained to be, you know, a Japanese chef.
Yeah, we're not saying that Japanese food strictly has to be cooked by Japanese chefs.
Yeah.
But it's just that. I think the guy, the Filipino actor there,
Yeah.
I forgot his name. His name is Casey. I'm so sorry. Is supposed to be playing a Japanese guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is odd. Why didn't you just get a Japanese guy? But hey, he did a good job though.
Yeah. And then she also tells off the Bowery King. He's like, fine, I'll pledge my fealty. I'll shove so much fealty up your ass, it will come spilling out your mouth. You're like, she's asking for you to stand down. You're not doing that exactly.
It's like, ooh, yeah, Lawrence Fishburne, you're an HR nightmare.
Yeah. Like he's in trouble because he gave John Wick the gun that killed Santino. So he's equally as guilty as Winston. And it's like, again, get your affairs in order, otherwise you will be replaced. It's like, I am the Bowery. You can't replace me. You're not above us, above the high table. And like, this is the first movie where you really hear about this whole high table bullshit. You're like, yeah, that seems like this old bullshit, old establishment of like, oh, you kill people the way we want you to kill, and you act the way we want you to act. Otherwise, you're out of this. Like, huh, old world versus new world. And it's John Wick who comes out of retirement to just cause pandemonium. But he does make it to, where did they say he was going? Casablanca in
Yeah.
Africa to meet up with Halle Berry's character. And you're like, I haven't seen you since X-Men Future Past. Jesus Christ. And she's cool. Like, she shoots John Wick. And her dogs are also ferocious. You're like, I like this character of Halle Berry. I think this might be one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I really do want to visit Casablanca. That shit looks sick.
Yeah. And then he goes to her because she made a blood pact with him because she needed him to save her daughter, and she's like, I am not. No, it's like, come on, you have to. She's like, I hate you, but fine, I'll take you to.
Which I did not get. I'm like, bitch, I saved your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh well, I get it though, because like if they do help him, since he is like a high bounty,
Yeah.
helping him could get her daughter killed.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's
you know what? I get it.
head of the.
She's the she is the manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't do whatever, like what you want to do. I can't go in guns blazing because I'm part of management.
Then she does.
Yeah, she does take him to, forgot his name, but like the lover boy of Daenerys. Yeah.
No, that's not him.
That is him.
No,
It is because he's just talking with a different accent.
No, that's not him.
It's not.
That's not the lover boy of Daenerys. This is the guy. It's Braun.
Oh.
Yeah, Braun. He was the guy who always took care of Tyrion.
Ah, shit. I get that
Yeah.
confused apparently, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not. It's not Cuckold the man.
Yeah. My bad. But yeah, Bronn
Yeah.
tells John Wick what he has to do, and he has to seek the one who sits above the high table. Just follow.
Oh, wait. I think you were thinking of Jorah Mormont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason. Thank you, though. But yeah, tells him to go seek the one who sits above the high table, and you hear all this terminology. You're like, I kind of wish they set this up in the first movie, but I guess they didn't think the first movie was going to be this successful.
Yeah. But I love it that they, as we go through the world, they are building it up as they go.
Yeah.
A little bit frustrating at times, but I don't. It's just so fascinating to see. Like, sure, the movie will tire you out with all its action, but now you're just like, who's the guy who sits above the high table? What does he fucking do? Where the fuck does he live? And we find out that he lives all the way in the desert.
Yeah, but
Walk for God knows how long until you die, like almost die, and then that's when you meet him. I'm like, how do they keep track of that?
right. But before that, you get like the guy being like, "I want one of your dogs, Sophia." It's like, "No, why? If I can't have it, I'll kill it." And he shoots the dog, and then Sophia's like, "Oh, you done did it," and then she shoots him, and then the dog just mauls him, like does the most unsafest way to do a castration of like, oh, the guy can't have children no more. Cool.
Hello. And like, yeah, they shoot up the entire like room, and she was like, "He shot my dog," and I was like,
Yeah, I get it.
"I get it."
I do love the coordination between Halle Berry and Keanu Reeves, where it's just all the entire coordination for this entire movie. You're like, I wish more movies were like you.
Whoever trained Halle Berry, kudos, because a lot of the times when you try to make, I don't know if you could hear my dog. Sorry.
Speaking of dogs.
Yeah. I don't know if you're able to like see it, but like at some points when movie would make this certain person be like, "Oh, it's an expert killer."
Yeah.
He or he is an assassin, and then you kind of see how they move, and then they're very wonky. It is not how they move, and
Yeah.
like, it doesn't seem like they know what they're doing. With Halle Berry, I was like, "Oh fuck, she probably kills people on the side while training her dogs."
Right?
And I was like, the coordination, man, it's just so sick. Where she would command them, the dog would like jump on her back and then tackle one guy while she shoots like 5 other guys. I was like, that's so cool.
My favorite one is where the dogs jump from a wheelbarrow onto 2 guys, and then she just goes under and goes headshot. You're like, that's sick. And like you see that it's actually Halle Berry doing this. You're like, God damn.
Yeah, for sure they had stunt doubles for some certain parts, but like you do see that Halle Berry did put into training. If you saw the behind the scenes,
Yeah.
she puts in the work, same like the same level as Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Also love when she's trying to kill a guy, like the dog jumps on her back to get the guy above her, and the poor guy's being mangled where she gets the kill. So that when John Wick's trying to runs out of ammo and there's like a standoff between him and two other guys, they're like, wait, let me just.
We're also out.
They're like,
They're all like, shit. But he's way faster in like reloading, and he does get him off. They're like,
the guys getting out of the car don't even stand a chance. They're just bullet riddled. The guys behind them get mauled by the dogs. They're like tearing them to shreds. They're like, please stop. And she's just like, hey, come with me. And they drive off to the desert while they're just bleeding out in the car. Like, god damn.
Yeah. You can tell that Halle Berry is still bitter.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking dare you that you got me in this situation now? Now the high table has eyes on me.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Good luck on your journey. Here's some water. Wait. She's like schlosses it in her mouth and then spits it back in. I'm like, thanks, I guess.
While John Wick falls unconscious and is grabbed by the one who sits above the high table, you see the adjudicator fulfilling her word. Like, she makes people pay their debt of what they owe for helping John Wick. Like, she makes the chef stab the Russian woman in the hand, so like your debt will be paid in blood for helping John Wick escape. And like you see, like the guy doesn't have a crew; he just has the assassin and Mad Dog. You're like, you know what? That's all you need.
No, he has a crew.
But
because when you see him, oh right.
But when they go to the Bowery King, that's when they bring out all the rest of his crew.
Yeah, and fucking hell, probably one of my favorite side organizations in this universe.
Yeah,
is the fucking ninjas.
Yeah.
You don't see them until they come out of the shadows. I was like, this is what I expect the League of Shadows to be, or the League of Assassins to look like or act like when they're on the job. And I was like, that shit is so badass. Where there's like, just one wall is filled with graffiti, and then you just see this dude come out of it. I'm like, how the f did you do that?
Yeah, there's one guy trying to hold him off, but like he doesn't notice a guy above him. He just comes out and just stabs him in the head. You're like, Jesus Christ.
That shit is just a work of art when it came to choreography. Like, one guy would push another dude into a certain area that he knows his friend's in, and then that friend comes out of the shadow. I was like, oh! I just love the sequence. Them going in and out of shadows, going, like, disappearing in one corner, coming out the other. I'm like, that's just badass.
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne also goes out a badass way where he's like, avert your eyes, my sweet pet. Fly away. And he's like, long live the king. Like 7 cuts for 7 rounds. He's like, alright, do your worst. Like, I'm glad this franchise shows how badass he can be. I'm glad he didn't just stop at Perry White and Man of Steel. Like, thank God you're back at action movies, man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, one thing I really hate about this movie, though, I hate reverse grips. Like, I don't mind it on the knife, but when they do it on a sword and they do the reverse grip, I find that kinda... I hate it. I really do. It doesn't make sense. Why would you have it backwards?
But
when you have...
does it well. Starkiller from Star Wars does it well.
He does it because he has one sword facing that way while the other one facing that way. That makes sense. But they're doing it because it's aesthetically cool that the sword's from the back, when practically it's very stupid because now you have 0 defense in front of you. Sorry, I have a problem with that. I really don't like it. I really don't like them cutting this way. I was like, it's just, for me, it's just a... No! You just pull it properly. You don't need to swing so wide. You're a swordsman. Would you fight with your fencing thing like this?
If I was ambidextrous, like one is for attack and one's for defense.
But that's...
Just you have to be quick. Like,
you just have but it's way quicker if you reverse it. Sorry, I have a personal vendetta against samurai swords being used that way, or ninja swords being used that way, because it's too long. If it's a knife, it's fine to do a reverse grip, but if it's a sword, it's so impractical. Yeah, I even have like that vendetta when it came to Star Wars when Kylo Ren was doing it. I was like, I don't know. I just find it stupid. Anyway, comment down below if you agree. If you don't, and yeah, you want to point out my wrong ways going on. So
That has been Jomer's TED Talk on reverse sword grips. Thank you for coming.
yeah, it's stupid.
But yeah, you meet the one who sits above the table, and he's like, I will make you not excommunicado for a price. Swear your fealty, and oh, by the way, you have to kill Winston. John Wick's like, oh, okay. And you're like, really? Okay?
I was like, no, well, I guess it was just John Wick being like, I just want to go home.
Yeah. Cuts off his wedding finger and gives his wedding ring to the one who sits above the high table. We're like, oh, but I guess she just lives in your memories now. For John Wick. Sends him back on his way, and then he does meet the chef when he's like, that's why you're different, John Wick, because they're about to kill each other, but there's like a group of children. I'll be like, we're in a field trip. Nothing scary is happening in the subway.
Like, oh, the old John Wick will not let that stop him.
Yeah.
So I was like, really? I don't want to see that though.
Yeah.
I don't want to see John Wick kill kids, but I'm just like,
I don't think kill kids, but like not afraid to like slit someone's throat in front of a child.
okay, yeah, personally traumatized the child. Okay.
Yeah, being the last thing anyone sees, like what the chef says, and then we get the cool motorcycle scene where John Wick stops their wheels with a katana. And we're like, Jesus Christ, this man is... As if the past two movies haven't said already that this man's effective and efficient in every single way a man can be effective and efficient.
Again, he's on the motorcycle. He has a sword. And he has a reverse grip, and I was like, oh, cool, great. Now you have zero reach to the other guy. Sorry. Okay, I'll stop with the reverse grip right. Yeah.
I like how he makes one motorcycle stop and the other guy behind him has to like brake, but it's too late. They won't go. Like, yeah, you're dead. Either way, you ate tire.
I love it when he would jam the wheel with a sword. He just shoves it in there, and the guy just goes.
But yeah, again, like he's about to be killed by the chef, but he like puts his hand on the Continental, and the concierge is like, no, if you want to be excommunicado too, you can shoot him, but you'll be dead. It's like, alright. It tells him and John Wick have a moment of, he's like, we're alike, we're the same, and John Wick's like, no, we're not. We're not the same at all.
But we also do find out that Mr. Sushi Boy is actually a very big fan of John Wick and looks up to him.
Yeah. And then we get to the scene of Winston being like, you can either be the tool of the table, you can shoot me right now, or you can be your own man. You can live, you can be the man who escaped this life and lived for Helen, or you can be the Baba Yaga, the one which the last thing men see. Which one will it be? And the adjudicator comes down and is like, are you stepping down? No. Are you going to put a bullet in his head? Nah.
No.
Alright. This whole building is now desecrated or deformation. I don't know how to speak.
No, it was deconsecrated.
Deconsecrated.
I think. They're at this point, I feel like they're making up words.
Yeah. All words are made up. And then we get the scene of them preparing while like I guess the higher difficulty bosses come in with like their anti-bullet armor, and then
like the harder like grunts.
Yeah.
Sorry, the harder enemies are coming out. The higher level competitive is on now.
Winston's like, well, John was like, since I'm not excommunicado, are services available to me? It's like, yeah, what do you need? Guns. Lots of guns. Like, oh yeah. They're stocking
and that shit was sick though.
Yeah.
Like the vault opens, you get like old ass like muskets and shit, and then you see just a wall of guns.
Yeah, and then you get if you want peace, prepare for war. You're like, oh yeah, he said the title.
Was this Parabellum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you even see the concierge get into some action. You're like, I knew you could hold your own. I just wanted to see this. And you see like John Wick Like, yeah, the guys are armor proof, but it still hurts when they're shot. They're like, oh god damn it, he keeps shooting us.
No, but like when I forgot what they call them, but like when the death squad comes in, they're all in like body armor.
Yeah.
They are the last resort kind of soldiers. I don't know.
Yeah.
But nothing phases them. Like shoot them as much as you want, and nothing will penetrate. I was like, but yeah, they got the top of the line body armor. They would not budge, like no matter how many times you shoot them. It really depends on like a cartridge, on like what you shoot them with.
It also they have like small spaces of where if you shoot in that small space, you do get them, but it requires like 2 headshots. Or like this is just an excuse for extra brutality. And then John Wick goes back. And he's like, I need more armor. I need more guns. And the guy's like, Concierge is like, all right, we'll use the armor-piercing shotgun round. You're like, this is gonna be fun.
I was like, what? Say that again? And then you see, like, it cuts back, and then you just see this poor dude, who we think is bulletproof, just gets his head blown off. I was like, wow! like, AR rounds weren't working on them at first, and then now they're just... They don't exist anymore. They don't have a face. I would say John Wick's a little too... willy-nilly.
Yeah.
No. He's a little too willy-nilly when it came to a shotgun. Like, he would pump 4 shots into one dude. I was like, you could have saved that for
the other
3 more after that guy.
You also see, like, the Concierge is just a tank, because he doesn't do the special moves like John Wick. He just goes in and just punches people and then shoots them. Like, I guess that's your style. I like it. But, God, I'd like the difference in styles. But the chef saves him. He's like, no one kills you but me by my blade. And he chases him upstairs where the first level of bosses are the assassin and Mad Dog from the raid, and they're like, it's a pleasure to work with you, Mr. Wick. And I love it that it's in Indonesian too. Like, alright. They help John Wick get up. And like first they knock him back down. And he's like, they try to offer their help. He's like, no, I got this. And he just takes out his belt. And you see like these 3 top of the line martial artists just do their best to best each other. Like, I know this doesn't make a lot of sense, especially because of the ending of this sequence, but again, just seeing 3 great martial artists doing their work, like, this is art. Action scenes is art.
It really is. And I am kind of upset because we saw this scene like before the final scene, which was with the main assassin guy, the Japanese guy. Sad to say, I like this scene more than that.
Yeah, it's like in video games where the second to last boss, you're like, oh god, and then you get to the last boss, you're like, that's it?
Yeah, that was it. I was like,
yeah.
Odd.
I also love how Assassin and Mad Dog all have their kurambit. You're like, oh yeah. Like if you don't know where they're from, you're like, oh, these are cool, really good assassins trying to kill John Wick. But like if you know martial arts movies, you're like, that's John Wick, that's the assassin, that's Mad Dog, all trying to kill John Wick, and I'm here for it.
Them doing Silat, they're not making shit up. That's legit stuff. I was like, cool. And yeah, he doesn't kill them either. So I was like, there's a amount of respect there.
Yeah, and they're just like, okay.
I was like, oh, he get it now. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah. And I love it how it just takes them going through the glass floor for them to be like, you know what? We made our points. We're good.
Yeah.
Be seeing
you. We'll see. We'll see each other again.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And then the chef is just mounting up like, you're in pain. You took out some of the best men, and John was just like, let's finish this. Like, damn right. And again, it's some parts are cool, like John Wick coming out of the shadows, like disappearing, that's coming out. Like, that's what he means when you're like, oh, the last person men see before they get their throats slit or shot in the head is John Wick.
Yeah, it was still a good fight scene. Choreography is still great. They both did an amazing job.
Yeah.
But again, I hate reading the scripts. It's just, they're doing it! And I'm like, It'll be more effective if he just flip that thing around. What the fuck?
Also like how in the middle of this fighting, the adjudicator's like, do you want to talk about your charrette? Bang. She's like, oh, okay. Rude.
It's like, fuck you then.
Yeah. I love how John Wick like stabs the chef somewhere in the shoulder to shut down his arm and his leg. You're like, what are you gonna do now, boy?
Yeah. I don't know. There was a little bit of a sad scene, kind of cringe.
Yeah.
You know, where he was like, "Oh, I'll be seeing you around, right? I'll catch up to you, right?" And I was like,
No.
"Nah."
Bang. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, they're very different. They're not alike.
Yeah. And then Winston suggests a parlay where the adjudicator is like, fine, it's not. The Continental's back in operating services, you're fine. But what are we gonna do about John Wick? And then Winston's like, I guess we kill him. You're like, what?
Okay.
But you see, like, he aims for, like, the bulletproof parts of his suit. But John Wick does take a nasty fall. You're like, what the fuck?
I was like, I get it that the shots didn't kill him, but him hitting the guardrail of the side of that apartment for sure killed him or snapped the rib and like punctured something. I'm like,
Fractured his skull.
or like severed his spine. I'm like, how?
I like how experts are like, no, he fell the right way. Like, I don't care if you fall the right way or you land the right way. You're falling from the top of a building.
Right?
You're still fighting momentum of like falling. Like, ah, it doesn't matter if you're covering up like this.
The thing that stopped this fall were hard things.
It's not Captain America where he can just jump from a building or the elevator and just land on the shield and he's fine.
No, but we all know that John Wick's a tough bastard, so yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, John Wick's gone. And then Winston's like, yes, rest in peace. No, he's gone from the street. Oh. Oh.
Well, we gotta do something about that.
And he's rescued by Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He brings him to Lawrence Fishburne. We're like, oh, thank God. Lawrence Fishburne's still in this franchise. And he's like, oh, John Wick, you've seen better days. Raise your finger. How do you feel? And he's just like...
no, I was like, raise your hand. I was like, oh shit, you lost a finger.
Ain't that a
bitch?
It's like, and we'll go back to our regular business, but this high table bullshit, it really got me pissed. Are you pissed, John? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the end, you're like, you know what? You might be exhausted by the end of this. I was, but I'm like, you know what? I can go for like 3 more movies or 5 more.
I don't mind. As long as it builds a world or they make a show talking about another character in that world, I'm like, I don't mind.
Yeah, I think aside from Ballerina, they're making an Intercontinental spin-off with Mel Gibson.
Sick.
Yeah. But for John Wick 3 Parabellum, what would you rate this?
From what you've heard with all my ranting and with all the like kind of unnecessary steps that they had to take to make it like cool, but then in the back of my head I'm like, well, that was unnecessary.
Do your parent grudge against reverse grips? I didn't know about until now.
Mind reverse grips. It's just reverse grips with samurai swords or tantos. I'm like, it's just anyway. Besides those, the action was still great. The story's still there. They're making the world bigger and bigger with each movie, and I love that. And whatever direction that they're going with, I am excited for it. John Wick and Halle Berry, fucking amazing duo. The Adjudicator, kind of like a forgetful villain as of right now, but yeah, she did her job. We saw pretty cool scenes where we see the bulletproof men shoot up the Continental, and I was like, that's fucking badass. But yeah, when I say it's better than the second one, I still prefer the second one. Sad to say. But yeah, I would give this one 8.5.
Okay. I'll slightly like it more than you. I'll give this a 9 out of 10. I do
How
love.
fucking dare you?
I know, right? I do love the action. Like, I don't have the grudge you have against reverse furious. I'm like, yeah, it's an aesthetic. It's cool. Like, I wouldn't fight with it for in real life. I'm not that fast.
See, right? It's so stupid because we're going when you can just come down when you have more reach. Oh, so stupid.
And like,
Those scripts are dumb.
I already love the character of John Wick, Winston, and the concierge, and to add with like Mad Dog and the assassin and the Russians and all that jazz, and Halle Berry's character. You're like, if you keep up this pace, I don't care if this franchise goes for another 5 years. I'm in it for the long run. And again, it's quality over quantity. It's not like Fast and Furious where you're like, I don't understand what's happening. You used to race. What the fuck?
Hold on. John Wick in space might come true if it keeps going. So we don't know.
You know what? At this right, fine.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see who they add next. We already know Scott Adkins, Hiroyuki Sanada, and Donnie Yen are the next one. Like, I'm hoping someone like Tom Cruise can be in like 5. So like, oh, maybe he's Vincent. Maybe he did survive. Collateral.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
I would love that if like Tom Cruise just rocks the silver hair
Yeah.
as he is in like Collateral. It's like that'd be so sick.
I would pay everything to see Tom Cruise be a heel again. But yeah, that's been our video on John Wick 3. Please comment down with your thoughts below if you're excited for this franchise or if you're, I guess, John Wicked out. I personally don't see why, but you do you. More power to you. Your opinions are valid. But if you want to see more of us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. You can also find us on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. Individually, you can find me at Gandalfus1995 on Twitter. How about you?
Oh, you can find me at JohnGOM_ on Instagram. It is my art account.
And for the next video, we'll be talking about a recent comic book movie. And are you pissed about this movie?
Let's just say my 500 pesos. I'll never get those back.
Same here. And follows this little guy. But until then, we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.